uh, October 23rd now, because it's right after midnight. So that's why I want to talk to everybody, because, I'm stupid, like y'all wanted me to be, right? The white folks, they don't like, they don't like a black person who, has a higher level of intelligence, might possibly possess a higher level of intelligence or capability, or, be efficient or capable, or, academically gifted, or they just don't want black people to be anything more than slaves or servants. And since they can't enslave us anymore, my black people, that's why I'm breaking down to you all of the semantics for all of the gaslighting and the excuse me for all of the gaslighting and the semantics that they've been using against us, and the many tactics put into place to sabotage our communities, generation after generation, decade after decade, since slavery was over, which is why that there is absolutely an obligation for reparations. Because, see, what they didn't realize with all of their gaslighting and semantics talking about it's a humanitarian crisis and we're responsible to, this is a humanitarian crisis that we are all responsible to take care of. They forgot about the humanitarian crisis that was visited upon the black Americans here in this country through slavery and through all of the slave breeding for decades and all of the business practices to sabotage our communities again and again. All of that happened after slavery by generation after generation of white people and Americans, and the government participated, and that none of them owned slaves, but they absolutely wholeheartedly and happily participated in systematic racism and systematic sabotage of black communities again and again, even to the point of looking the other way while the government participated with foreign countries like those Arab countries and African countries and South American countries to import drugs, something else to sabotage the black communities, and imported that right into the black communities and flooded our communities with drugs, flooded our communities with liquor stores and things like that. But anything else there was no money for. Very happy to make money off of black people, and we were always welcome as long as we know our place. And our place is always to take less, have less, make do with less, be given less, and always be happy and grateful for it. Happy, like a slave, modern day slave. A happy nigga, know your place, and don't be too smart. They don't like if you're too smart. If you're black and you're too smart, they don't like that. They don't like black people to come together and organize. Anytime black people come together and organize, it automatically has to be that black people are plotting against the white communities. That's how people who are guilty talk. People who have guilty consciences and who have done so many violations, participated in violations, or look the other way on violations, that they feel that there is some responsibility out there for payback for the crimes that they have committed against the black. You wouldn't feel like black people have anything to plot against you if black people were just left alone and given a fair chance. But somehow, even they don't want us in their communities. All of this is something that can be taken to court in class action lawsuits. So somehow there's no obligation to the humanitarian crisis of slavery and all the slave breeding programs and the sabotage of our communities with drugs and taking away money from our educational system. At a drop of a dime, they'll take from black communities while they talk about work hard to get ahead and then invite foreigners from all over the globe for a free ride. But their ancestors weren't slaves and they weren't held back in any way here. Our people were. So no, there's not going to be the gaslighting and the semantics as they welcome in people to replace us and basically abuse us. People are fine with the system. They're welcoming people from countries where they grow and fucking manufacture and transport drugs over here that they bring into our communities to sell to our kids, and put our kids in jail for decades for drug crimes or centuries for drug crimes while giving their kids like Hunter Biden a slap on the wrist or no slap at all, or just make evidence disappear like the laptop that disappeared that everybody tried to say was fake that was actually real. And let's just make sure we say whatever we can to get the election. And after that, we'll try to slow walk. Have black folks, do they slow walk any investigations into us, or do they hurry up and lock our black asses up, even without a proper investigation sometime? I know for a fact. That's why I tape everybody, including the corrupt popo. And our black leaders do nothing for us. They are the modern day house slaves, house niggas. They got their reparations, by being masses' favorite do good modern day house niggas. They get the favor. They the house niggas, and they look down on everybody else. We're the field niggas, apparently. So, it is what it is, whatever. Let any of them who have a problem with reparations come and see me and talk to me, especially the foreigners who are so violent, very ready to activate, to go to court, to protest, to fight, and physically actually will try to get violent or even demand in court that we Americans keep paying for their free ride over here to abuse the system. And black people too, while y'all are violent and racist towards us and flood our communities with drugs, and the rest of you look the other way and bring terrorism, and the rest of you look the other way who don't do it and bring sex trafficking, child trafficking, human trafficking, drug trafficking, and terrorism and all of that, and the rest of them just abuse us, and want to take everything we have and say that we're terrible, terrible people. Where'd you get that from? The white folks who you coming to work for? Yeah, tell me all about it in court. The rest of y'all don't need to say anything to me other than explain to me. So where'd you learn to be so violent against black people at? At your country, or after you crossed the border? Or at the border with the cartels over in Mexico? Or after you crossed the border and got here, you decided it was okay to do it to black Americans because y'all do it to black people in y'all country and to whoever in your country. And even when you don't, you come over here and think it's okay to do it to black Americans. Where did y'all become so violent and racist, foreigners? Or that you think it's okay to flood our communities with drugs when Arab countries, if you bring drugs in, they kill you. But it's okay to do it to the black communities. And you say you're not racist? Yes, humanitarian crisis you're visiting upon us, along with the white government that you're working with and seeking favor for. And yes, we can take it up in court since you want to try to force us to pay for your free ride. We already paid for the free ride. Our people paid for the free ride for this country and for white America with slavery and all that 100 years of the slave breeding and the holding back and stealing of the intergenerational wealth. We paid for everybody's free ride. Our people built this country, and we created rap. Latinos, stop with the oral history, convenient memory loss bullshit. Show me in history where Latinos were doing rap music like we were doing here in New York before you came here, got to be a part of the black communities. You didn't learn it in the white communities. Did you see the Latinos in the white communities doing rap? No. So if Latinos was doing it, then they would have been doing it there too, right? Miss me with the bullshit. Stop trying to steal and take from black people and at the same time use black people, and to advance and get advance and favor and all that. But we're never supposed to rise. We're supposed to stay at the bottom. And now the importing people want to help the government and the racist elite structure to keep us at the bottom as they import and welcome people from countries and want to give them favor and advance over us when none of them were descended from slaves. None of them were held back here. They were given every advantage and a free ride. Explain that to me. Let's do it in court. How black people, we have to work hard for everything. Work hard and then you'll get ahead. Now that we're free, And then we do, it's taken from us. Our towns are terrorized. Banking practices and all kind of practices, defund our schools and all kind of things like that, that all sabotage our communities and sabotage our progress towards intergenerational wealth, including not wanting us to learn how to read, have education, because an educated person will know when you're cheating them and taking advantage of them, right? Using and abusing them, right? And lash out. And then train our people to be with the slave breeding programs, to be so violent against each other, train them, the blacks, to fight each other to the death, and the women to be breeders and stuff like that, and, train them to have no respect for black family, just uphold the white family and protect it, and any violation to the black family, black women and black children and black men is okay, including rape, murder, anything. And then you're surprised that years later we have criminals, a lot of criminals and stuff, and want to call them super predators. Well, if they are, y'all the ones who bred them to be that way.
See, because y'all call the ones who come across the border from the drug countries unaccompanied minors. Miss me with your semantics bullshit. You see how they do, my people? Rally behind me and protect me. We deserve reparations and we're going to get it too. We'll go to court and sue, just like the foreigners are coming to court and suing for us to pay for them forever.